Ever wonder why you sometimes make decisions you later regret? Could psychological traps be to blame? Psychological traps, those invisible hurdles that trip us up, distort our thinking, and lead us into decision-making pitfalls. They lurk in the shadows of our minds, influencing our choices in ways we often don't recognize. From the fear of missing out to the curse of specificity, these traps can significantly shape our decisions. But don't fret. The purpose of our journey today is to help you identify and overcome these traps. We're going to explore strategies to recognize these sneaky saboteurs, learn how to counter them, and ultimately conquer them to make better decisions in our everyday lives. So strap in and prepare to gain some serious insight. Join us as we delve into the fascinating world of psychological traps and their impact on our daily decisions. First up is the ostrich effect. Ever find yourself avoiding unpleasant information? This is a common psychological trap where we ignore negative or uncomfortable truths, hoping they'll magically disappear. Think of it as burying our heads in the sand like an ostrich. But here's the catch. Ignoring a problem doesn't make it go away. Instead, it grows, festers, and potentially becomes a bigger issue. So how do we counter this? By facing our challenges head on. It's about recognizing the uncomfortable truth, accepting it, and taking proactive steps to resolve it. For instance, if you're overwhelmed at work, rather than avoiding the issue, address it. Speak to your manager, delegate tasks, or seek support. It's about taking control of the situation and making informed decisions. Remember, burying your head in the sand won't make problems go away. Face them head on for better decision-making. Next, we explore the fear of missing out, a trap that can dilute focus and efforts. This fear, often referred to as FOMO, can lead to an inability to close doors on potential opportunities. But what happens when we leave all doors open? We spread ourselves too thin, our efforts become diluted, and our focus wavers. It's like trying to catch all the raindrops in a storm. It's simply not feasible, nor is it effective. The solution? Prioritization and commitment. By consolidating our energy and resources into one specific goal at a time, we can significantly enhance our chances of success. It's about recognizing that not all opportunities are created equal, and that it's okay to say no sometimes. By making a conscious decision to close certain doors, we can concentrate on what truly matters. In the end, remember this: focus and commitment are key. Prioritize and commit to one thing at a time. Psychological traps come in many forms. Are you familiar with the curse of specificity or the spotlight effect? If not, buckle up. We're about to delve into some interesting psychological phenomena that can significantly impact our decisions. Let's start with the curse of specificity. This is the tendency to be swayed by intricate details, even if they're irrelevant to the decision at hand. For instance, a salesperson might overwhelm you with specific features of a product, making it seem superior even if those features aren't beneficial to you. To counter this, always keep your ultimate goal in mind and identify what's truly relevant. Next, we have the spotlight effect. This is the belief that others are watching and judging our actions more closely than they actually are. This can often lead to unnecessary pressure and self-consciousness. Remember, people are usually more focused on their own lives than scrutinizing yours. So, don't let the imaginary spotlight steer your choices. The halo effect is another common trap. This is when we let one positive trait of a person or thing overshadow all other aspects. Consider a celebrity endorsing a product. Just because you admire the celebrity doesn't mean the product is top-notch. Evaluate things on their own merit, not based on irrelevant associations. Now, let's talk about reciprocity. This is the urge to return a favor when someone does something nice for us. Marketers often use this to their advantage by offering free samples or discounts. While it's good to be grateful, don't let this instinct manipulate your buying decisions. Lastly, we have the self-serving bias. This is our tendency to attribute successes to our skills and failures to external factors. It's a defense mechanism to maintain self-esteem, but it can hinder growth and learning. Recognize your mistakes, learn from them, and grow. Knowledge is power. Understanding these traps is the first step towards making more informed decisions. Ever noticed how one purchase can lead to another? That's the ditto effect at work. It's a psychological trap where buying one thing leads to buying another, similar item, often without much thought. This can quickly escalate, impacting your overall finances. Similarly, the anchoring effect can play tricks on your mind. This trap occurs when you rely too heavily on the first piece of information you encounter, the anchor, to make subsequent decisions. So, how do we counter these traps? By practicing mindfulness. This involves being fully aware and present in the moment, considering each decision carefully and understanding its potential impact on your overall financial health. It's about recognizing that every purchase, every financial decision matters. It's about taking responsibility for those decisions. So next time you're about to make a purchase, take a moment, reflect. Consider the potential long-term consequences. Practice mindfulness. Consider the impact of each decision on your overall financial health. Ever find yourself overwhelmed by too many options? Welcome to the paralysis of overanalysis. This is a psychological trap where decision-making becomes daunting and exhausting. You're faced with a sea of choices and you end up stuck, unable to make a move. But don't fret, there are strategies to alleviate this stress. Firstly, limit your options. You don't have to consider every single possibility. Focus on the choices that are most relevant and beneficial to you. This way, you can make your decision-making process more manageable and less overwhelming. Secondly, consider information from multiple perspectives. Don't just focus on one angle. This will give you a more comprehensive understanding of your choices and help you make well-informed decisions. Remember, it's natural to feel overwhelmed when faced with many options, but don't let it paralyze you. Don't get lost in the sea of choices. Limit your options and focus on what's most relevant. Struggling with commitment, accountability could be your answer. You see, when we have someone to hold us accountable, our commitment to personal and professional goals can soar to new heights. It's like having a personal coach cheering us on, providing that extra push when we need it. This person can be anyone, a friend, a mentor, a colleague. The key is to find someone who won't let you off the hook too easily. Now let's talk about the planning fallacy. It's our natural tendency to underestimate the time required for tasks. We're often too optimistic, believing we can accomplish more in less time. This can lead to stress, missed deadlines, and ultimately failure. To avoid this trap, we need to be realistic about time management. Consider past experiences, anticipate potential hiccups, and always allow for some buffer time. Find an accountability partner. Be realistic about time management to avoid the planning fallacy. Making decisions isn't just about choosing, it's about evaluating. We often find ourselves swayed by the availability heuristic, a mental shortcut that makes us rely heavily on immediate examples that come to mind when evaluating a specific topic, concept, method, or decision. However, this can lead to distorted perceptions and misguided choices. The art of evaluating choices lies in considering each option in isolation, assessing its individual merit rather than letting external factors cloud our judgment. For instance, when deciding between two job offers, instead of being influenced by the popularity or reputation of the companies, focus on the role, responsibilities, and growth opportunities each position offers. Moreover, it's essential to delve into facts and statistics, rather than anecdotal evidence or personal experiences. This allows us to make rational, informed decisions that align with our goals and values. In other words, don't just choose, evaluate. Evaluate before you choose. Make rational and informed decisions. Finally, remember that every decision comes with risks and benefits. Whether you're about to embark on a new venture, make a significant investment, or simply choose between two options, it's paramount to assess both the good and the bad. This is where thorough research steps in. It's not about focusing on the positives and ignoring the negatives, nor is it about being paralyzed by potential pitfalls. It's about striking a balance. Consider the potential rewards and weigh them against the possible consequences. Ask yourself, what can I gain? And equally important, what can I lose? This approach allows you to make decisions based on a comprehensive understanding of the situation. It helps you to avoid the psychological trap of over-optimism and gives you a clearer, more realistic view. Strike a balance. Weigh the risks and benefits for informed decision-making. Remember, understanding and overcoming psychological traps paves the way for better decisions.